to be heard in federal court, they understood that it would be quite damaging to them. So they filed a motion to have me eliminated, and that motion failed. So they spent the first morning of the first day trying again to have me disqualified, but by noontime I was qualified as an expert witness, and I spent the rest of that day and the first half of the second day on the stand.
My impression is that in the judge's opinion, which he rendered, a great deal of that was dependent upon your testimony. Am I right?
He relied quite heavily on my testimony, because really the crucial question concerning intelligent design is whether or not it's science or religion. And it's very easy to show that it's a religious belief and that it is creationism. That's the main thing that one of the main things we had to do was to show that it is creationism, and that task fell to me. So since that was my task, the judge had to rely on my testimony for that part of it. But he also relied very heavily on the testimony of the scientists, Kenneth Miller and Kevin Padian, and the science education expert, Brian Alters, a theologian, John Haught. We all had different but equally important roles to play. We had every aspect of the case covered.
Well, obviously, our organization is very proud of you, and we're very happy that you didn't back away from being on our board of directors. And that was we expressed our appreciation recently by giving you our Humanist Award, and it was well deserved. But that's not the only recognition that you've gotten for what you did in that case. Dave, you know about some other recognition?
Well, I'm not sure that all your recognition has been for that case, but it's been for your many efforts. The Louisiana ACLU has given you the Ben Smith Civil Liberties Award. The National Center for Science Education has given you the Friend of Darwin Award. And the Louisiana Library Association has given you the Alex Allain Intellectual Freedom Award. And now NOSHA has given you our Humanist Award.
And that was very nice. I guess the award that I got directly for my efforts in the case and on this issue, the most recent one was the Public Service Award that is awarded annually by the American Society for Cell Biology. And they give this award every year to someone who contributes to the promotion of science in a number of different respects. I shared the award this year. They gave it, for the first time, they gave it to two people. And the other person who shared the award with me was Kenneth Miller, who's a cell biologist at Brown University, who was one of the expert witnesses in the Kitzmiller case. But other recipients of the award have been Christopher Reeve, who did so much after his accident to help promote the cause of stem cell research, and Senator Arlen Specter got the award for his promotion of stem cell research. Elizabeth Blackburn is a scientist who got the award for refusing to go along with the political pressure that was applied when she served on the president's, I think it was the Bioethics Council or one of the committees for stem cell research. And so she got the award after she was fired for refusing to succumb to political pressure. So there have been some very nice recipients of this award, so I was very proud to get this one.
Do you have any room on your walls for additional awards that might come along?
Well, I'm going to hang the NOSHA Humanist of the Year Award and the American Society for Cell Biology Award over my desk at home, and they'll be the only two awards that I will have hanging in my study.
All right. I'll tell you what I would also like to have read here, because the attorney representing the ACLU, who had to work with you very closely, wrote a letter when he was advised that we were giving you an award. And Michael, you have a copy of that letter?
Yes. This I'll read this. It's congratulations to Barbara Forrest on the NOSHA Humanist Award from Vic Walsack, Legal Director, ACLU of Pennsylvania. It is my pleasure and honor to congratulate Barbara on this award. For those of you who may have been in Tora Bora Cave for the past year, Barbara served as one of 6 plaintiffs' experts in the Dover Intelligent Design case, the one where the judge kicked the intelligent design movement in the teeth. You should know, however, that Barbara was the only witness that the Thomas More Center, which represented the school board and the ID movement, fought vigorously to exclude. They filed motion after motion to keep her from testifying. Don't be deceived by her gentle demeanor. She's ultimately a very dangerous woman. Or at least, she was so perceived by the intelligent design supporters. After her testimony, it is obvious why they did so. Barbara's testimony, based on her seminal history of the ID movement, creationism, Trojan horse, was devastating. She supplemented her prior scholarly work with an analysis of an early ID textbook drafts that we acquired during the lawsuit. Barbara showed that prior to the Supreme Court's famous 1987 decision in the Louisiana case, Edwards versus Aguillard, where the court wrote that creationism was a religious view and could not be taught in public school science classes, the book's drafts all referred to creationism. After that opinion was issued, references to creation and creationism were changed to intelligent design. Her testimony was clear, precise, and effective. When the judge wrote that, quote, ultimately, ID cannot uncouple itself from its creationist roots, unquote, that was based largely on Barbara's testimony. This gentlewoman deserves recognition for helping defeat one of the greatest frauds perpetrated on the world, namely intelligent design. It may be a lovely idea, but let's stop pretending it's science. Barbara, people who value scientific integrity and civil liberties owe you a huge debt of gratitude. Thank you and congratulations. Your friend and admirer, Forrest Walsack, Legal Director, ACLU of Pennsylvania.
Very good.
Nice.
Now, since that case was decided in our favor and against the teaching of intelligent design, is that the last we're going to hear of the teaching of intelligent design in public schools?
Well, unfortunately, the people who promote intelligent design most aggressively, the Discovery Institute's Center for Science and Culture in Seattle, they're the people who have been promoting it now for 14 years. They are in this for the long haul, and they have no intention of giving up. Even though they've suffered a whole string of defeats since the Kitzmiller case, they are still in business. And the most recent event has been the passage of a resolution, a policy, by the Ouachita Parish School Board right here in Louisiana that would, it sounds very innocuously worded, but it will now permit science teachers in Ouachita Parish to teach creationism, intelligent design creationism, in the science classrooms of Ouachita Parish. The Discovery Institute, whose efforts ultimately resulted in the Kitzmiller case, the Discovery Institute has applauded this move by the Ouachita Parish School Board, and they think it's a great idea. So I think we'll be seeing more news locally about this as this case progresses.
Well, Louisiana has had these problems over the years. How about other parts of the country? Is anything bubbling up anywhere else?
At the moment, things are fairly quiet because the Discovery Institute has suffered a string of defeats at the polls, actually. The Dover Area School Board, there was an election right after we finished testimony for the case. There were 8 members up for re-election, which was all of the board members except one. These were all creationist board members. They all lost the election, and they were completely replaced by pro-science candidates. In Ohio, the state of Ohio, the Board of Education there had adopted a creationist lesson plan reflecting a creationist benchmark in their science standards. They were convinced after the Dover decision that they should rescind that lesson plan, get rid of it, because they were afraid of a similar lawsuit.